The following program is a Sports Night radio production.
Downtown, beautiful Toronto, home of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Blue Jays are doing quite well right now. Joined on the side with me, as always, is Ashley. We got Ravishing Ryan. No, it's actually Ravishing Randy. He's got a twin brother, and I'll tell you all about that on another day. And then we have the Weasel Marchiello. Listen, today we're talking about the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. It is something that none of us here on this panel predicted whatsoever. It is the Detroit Red Wings rematch against the Pittsburgh Penguins, 09, not 08. Very interesting match. Red Wings already won the first game last night, Saturday. Dominated the first game. So let's go to game one of the Stanley Cup Finals. Who's going to win this thing? Why? What are the key to successes that we always say? March, let's talk about the Detroit Red Wings.
Well, besides talking about them, there's a few factors for this series that we should be looking at. Is it a good thing for the NHL, first of all, that there's a repeat of last year's Stanley Cup Finals between Detroit and Pittsburgh?
Well, obviously not.
Are Crosby and Malkin, are they ready to be at the same level as Datsuk and Zetterberg? And then what about Mr. Hossa, who left Pittsburgh to go to Detroit to win the Cup? How about if Pittsburgh sticks it to them? And then once again, let's talk about what we think for each team it'll take to win. I think it'll be Pittsburgh in 6. Never mind the first game. I'm actually a little bit surprised that Detroit won it with all the injuries they had and everybody coming back and they didn't have enough rest. But you know what? I looked at the game yesterday and the Malkin breakaway, if he had scored, I think it would have been a whole different game right there.
They're ready to play. You can do a whole series on if, but the fact is
that's fine.
But Osgood came up, stood on his head, and stopped him. And that's what Detroit needs right now, and that's what Detroit's getting. They're getting Osgood to come out, make big stops against some big players.
This could be an Osgood series.
And that's one game. That's great.
But here's an interesting fact that I have to point out, especially to all those Penguin fans out there who obviously keep going to Penguin games at the Igloo and have no idea about wearing white T-shirts at home when you're doing. Here's a little tidbit for you. Detroit, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but every team that Ty Conklin has played backup goaltender to has always lost in the Stanley Cup Finals. Edmonton, he lost. He was a backup goaltender. And Pittsburgh, he was a backup goaltender last year. He lost. Will that sort of, over the third time be a charm? Will he actually win a cup? He doesn't deserve one, in my opinion. But to continue on more with this stuff, we're going to go to Randy/Ryan.
Yeah, I'm going to say Pittsburgh in 7. Last night, Detroit really didn't own that game. They only won 3-1, and there's a lot of questionable calls there as well. Like when the puck landed on Osgood's back, Zetterberg covered with his hand, in the blue paint, that's a penalty shot. Crosby's yelling at the rest, they didn't do anything.
Well, once again, we're talking about ifs. We're talking about ifs and ands and all that. It's not going to come down to that. It's going to come down to Crosby and Malkin are a higher level now. It wasn't like last year, Malkin had the flu, and Pittsburgh was just happy to be there. No, man, it's at a different level. And they got a supporting cast this year. They got Kunitz, they got Guerin, Stahl is there. And
they have a great team, you're right. But are they able to still come and try out over Detroit? I don't think so. I'm going to take Detroit in 5, and I don't think anything last night has to do with the rest of the series.
That's right.
I do think that Detroit should have won the game. I do think Detroit is going to take over the series, and I don't think that Pittsburgh has a chance in this. Even if, Sidney comes up and Malkin comes up and Kunitz, even if they do score 1 or 2 goals.
Yeah, you got to expect from Pittsburgh to Bill Guerin and those type of role players too. But then again, I was watching last night, and when you watch Detroit play, and the weird thing about it is the puck possession for the Detroit Red Wings is amazing, and the back checking is. I don't think anybody in the league.
They're very tenacious. Very tenacious.
They don't stop.
I'll give them that. I agree.
And if they can just shut down one of the two, just shut down either Malkin or shut down Crosby or do both, it's not a series.
And you're also forgetting the Osgood Fleury combat.
Skill-wise, there's no question that Fleury obviously has much more skills than Chris Osgood.
You can't even argue that. Osgood has been there all these years. Everybody says
he's not a skillful goalie.
He's a goaltender, but he has the resume. We're talking now of him possibly in the Hall of Fame. He has the resume. He has the ability.
Yeah, but look,
he's not a flashy goaltender.
Okay, so tell me the other times
he's not
he was on other
flashy
teams.
Butterfly goaltender.
What about when he was on St. Louis? Did he do anything there? No, it's about the team that's around him as well, right? He didn't do anything.
What did he have in St. Louis? What did he have in St. Louis?
Yeah, but what do they have in Detroit? That's
but if you look at the 4 games they won against Chicago, 2 were in overtime. One, Chicago was tied with them in the third period, and they won it last year. And the other one, Chicago didn't even show up as. I mean, Pittsburgh is not Chicago. So don't look at the first game that they won 3-1. That's great, but Pittsburgh has a lot more going for them this year.
They do have a lot more going than from
Crosby
last
and Malkin,
year,
they're just at a different level. It'll come out. And if you guys watched the game last night, okay, you say ifs and ands, but yeah, you know what? The breaks will go their way sooner too. Like, Detroit used the boards and stuff last night to win the game. Like, they know their arena. That's great.
Well,
but is that going to happen every game?
Well, Detroit should have been practicing there too to understand the boards instead of being back in Pittsburgh.
Detroit got 2 goals last night off that dead boards behind the net.
Exactly.
I think Detroit's depth is just there. I mean, even if they're tired because, you know, Pittsburgh got the younger team, they're smarter. They know where the puck's going to be. They know where they have to be. And they don't have to worry and depend on where their teammates are. They know they're going to be there. They're smart. They're a well-rounded team, and they're managed very well. I mean,
Great coach, and listen, they won it last year, so they're to lose. Let's turn the camera around and ask some people over here what they think.
Detroit in 6 because they're a better team.
Well, I think Pittsburgh. I just came for the pizza.
Detroit in 6 for defense and more balance in their lineup.
Well, I say Detroit in 6 as well. Cleary and Franzen.
I'd say Detroit in 5.
You know, the real prediction comes from the panel here because what we want to hear is, Aaron, who do you select? Who are you going to pick to win the series?
I'm going to say that the Detroit Red Wings will win the Stanley Cup Finals for a second time. Please don't talk. For a second time, and it's going to be done in 6 games, maybe even 5. So either 5 or 6. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh. Until you guys in Pittsburgh realize how to run a franchise, how to run a team without baking the draft, it's ridiculous. We got to wrap this thing up.
If you follow the show, though, you know that Aaron's the curse of curses. That whatever team he's picked has lost.
That's not the truth at all.
Pittsburgh
I picked
will win.
Anaheim to win.
That is it.
I picked Anaheim to win. They won. I picked.
Yeah, and you haven't picked the winner since then. So we know that. You know what? Sorry, Detroit, you're done now. Thank you for picking them. Pittsburgh in 6. They're going to
Detroit's
win.
going to win this thing up.
No.
Watch Sportsnet Radio. Go to
And Hossa,
Sportsnet.
they're going to stick it to you.
No, Hosa's going to get the cup final.
Hosa's going to have
Post your
bittersweet
comment.
revenge.
Post your
over
comment
Detroit.
right now.
Watch
Who's
this.
going to win? If you win, you're going to win some money at Boston Pizza. Cheers.
Thank God for picking Detroit. Pittsburgh's going to win.